Alrighty, y'all. We are live on this beautiful Thursday morning. God bless everybody in Jesus' name, in Yeshua's name, as Bitcoin is getting a pump, baby. Right now, we are pumping. We're getting ready for our next move, bouncing from this low right here, my dear. Big shout to everybody in the chat. God bless y'all. Big shout to Jay Duff. What's up, my man? Shout out to Getchy in the house early. Shout out to Not Quicker. He says, let's go spit that price action into my ear. Man, I'm getting ready to spit it into everybody's ear. This juicy price action. We're going to be talking about this, man. This is insane. Pure insanity. This is the definition of pure insanity, man. I mean, I can't even believe what I'm seeing. I can't even believe what I'm seeing. Now, we took a little poll in the chat. What are we going to see first? 70 or 80,000 BTC. 70 or 80,000 BTC. I'm curious to see what you guys say in the chat. Let's see what y'all have to say in the chat. Big shout out to Damien Wins. Good greetings. Pumping the dumbbells to start. That's what's up. You got to pump the dumbbells. Shout out to Quiles 1100 and Big Time Big A. Shout out to Riley O'Brien Powell. Good morning, good morning, good morning. God bless you. Shout out to Kitty Cats. Shout out to Archie. He says, thanks for the live trade yesterday. Yeah, I mean, sometimes people always say, how come you never give us signals? I mean, that's really, I try and do that in the Casper crew, but yesterday we had to do it, man. Yesterday we had to do it. The most epic knife catch live during FOMC. Look at that beautiful... Look at that beautiful knife catch, guys. And of course, we are still in the trade, up right now, 4,800 bucks. Let's pull the fib from the high to the low to see what's happening. We haven't even hit the local Fibonacci GP yet. I haven't even looked at the chart yet, to be honest with you guys, all right? I haven't even looked at the chart yet. This is fresh. This is super fresh right now, all right? I should know 80K or 70K first. Eon Crypto says 80K incoming. Undefeated says, what's the deal, JB? Going up right now? We're going up right now. It looks like it. I mean, what can I say? Here's the thing. I'm not necessarily the best at predicting, but I can say I am the best knife catcher I know. I don't know too many knife catchers. That's a pretty epic knife catch right there. All right. That is a pretty epic knife catch right there. All right. And that was the exact bottom of the day. Man, would you look at that, guys? Would you look at that? Is there an entry now? I don't think there's an entry now. Big shout out to J-Boy Bullish, but we'll take a look, man. We'll take a look. Look, am I crazy for catching the knife? I don't think I'm crazy for catching the knife, honestly. I don't think I am. I mean, we come back to the Bitcoin chart, guys. I mean, look at the chart. I don't think I was crazy for catching that knife. Money flow and momentum getting higher. Honestly, I do have to say, when you come down to the value area low of a range, confluence with the dang 786, you kind of got to be crazy not to try and catch the knife. That's just my style. Again, this ain't no financial advice. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But, I mean, when the 1 minute chart looks like this, this is a little pro tip. All right, when the 1 minute chart looks like this, where in 2 minutes, during a fundamental news event, we come down 1%, which is pretty big for Bitcoin these days, right to a confluence of support with bullish divergences all up the wazoo. In my opinion, in my style of trading, it's worth it every time. And the reason why it's worth it every time is because you have to think to yourself, just like this trade was worth it for me, right? This trade was worth it for me too. From the other day when we took it in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, and I told everyone on April 28th I was longing, and we locked in the juiciest profits for that trade. Well, it actually wasn't that juicy. It was this one here. We actually made about $1,400 on that one. Yesterday, made about $1,900 on that one. Actually, no, we made $1,900 on. Yeah, this was that trade from the 28th. Yeah, from the 28th. Yeah, opened it up on the 28th. All right. That one too. We come down to key support. We have bullish divergences. When you come down to key support with some bull divs, after a fast drop, the risk to reward is very good. The risk to reward is very good. The reason is because the whole idea of the trade is that we're going to bounce from the 786, right? Which means in general, you can have a really tight invalidation and then you can shoot for the top of the range. That's a really good risk to reward. That's an 11-to-1 risk reward right now. Very good. Of course, right now we are coming up to resistance. All right. Right now we are coming up to resistance right over here. We've got this support resistance flip and we're actually losing the level. So let's go to the 12-minute time frame. We do have bearish divergence, bearish money flow on the 12-minute, bearish divergence, bearish money flow on the 6-minute. If we're going to lose 76,376, we can definitely see more downside here. But, you know, look, honestly, when price is at support and the invalidation is very small, those are the kinds of trade. Those are the money makers, man. Those are the dang money makers. You know, those are the money makers. People are like, I got to wait for confirmation. Got to wait for a BOS, a break of structure, this and that. Like, all right, by the time you get a dang break of structure, it's up here. Maybe you could enter here. All right, maybe you can. Maybe that's your style. Maybe you want to wait for the back test, and that's fine, and that's all good and fine. We did get a beautiful back test from the Fibonacci Golden Pocket. But for me, there's plenty confirmation to come to a level with market cipher looking like the way she was looking yesterday, right? We did a whole rap about it yesterday too, from the purple to the blue, right? We did a whole dang rap about it yesterday, from the purple to the blue. When money flow's coming from the purple to the blue, what's she gonna do? You know, what's she gonna do from the purple to the blue? Look at this, look at this. Guys, seriously, I'm not even kidding. All right, when market cipher 24-minute money flow goes from the purple into the blue, as the price makes a lower low into a very juicy confluence of support, that is like, I don't know the exact percentage. I'd say that's a trade that I'm very confident in is going to pay. All right, it's a trade I'm very confident is going to pay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my live stream time is very volatile and unpredictable. That's true. That's true. Shout out to Lumagate, who says, celebrating spring in Sweden with 80K Bitcoin incoming. Yeah, let's see if we can't reclaim this key level here, because if not, we're in for some danger. Bogdan X-Wolf says, bro, it's going to dump hard. So in Sweden, we're pumping to 80K. Bogdan X-Wolf used to be a wolf, now he's an X-Wolf. He is saying we're going to dump hard, baby. Yeah, exactly. It was an easy answer. It really was an easy entry. Punching a clock blows. Yeah. I'm sorry, Bitcoin harpist. I can imagine that. I can imagine that. One of my, I don't want to say my greatest fears in life is having a job, but yeah, honestly, I would really hate to have a job, right? I would hate so much to have a job. I haven't had a job in 13 years, and man, I just can't imagine having to have a job, you know? So I'm really sorry that you have that, you know? So, shout out to everyone with a job, baby! Shout out to everybody with a job! Man, I'm so glad I don't have a job. I'm so thankful. Every morning I wake up and I literally say, thank you, Lord, that I don't have a job. Like, seriously. Because, man, that would suck. No offense to all you jobbers out there, all right? No offense to all you jobbers out there, all right? But yeah, look, you don't have to have a job either, honestly. You don't have to have a job. That's the thing. That's the thing. We have the internet. You know, you can start an online business and you can make it happen if the Lord blesses your labors. If the Lord blesses your labors. Dano Crypto wants to collab so you don't have a job anymore. Is that the ticket? J Casper collab? The J Casper collab? You just got a job, but it's remote and sweet. That is sweet. That is pretty nice. That is pretty nice. That is pretty nice. Yeah. God created Adam to work in the garden. Oh, don't get it wrong. I love to work, my friend. I work more than most people, but I don't have a job. I work harder than probably at least people I know in my life. Probably more than 85% of people I know, I work harder than them. But I don't have a job. That's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, I farm a 6-acre homestead pretty much by myself. I have an online business and I'm a trader. I've got 4 kids. You know, I do a lot of work, all right? I just don't have a job. That's the trick. I do a lot of work. I just don't have a job. You know what I'm saying? Is my Bitcoin running? Better go catch it. Yeah, look at this. Are we dumping or are we pumping? Looks like we're dumping and pumping, baby. Looks like we're pumping and dumping. We better get chop right back, chippity choop chop, right into the dang. Oh no. Big dirty perp coming in to give the herp. Look at this candle dumping on down. You know, we are at a pretty key level. You know, we got to pop into, let's take a look at the order flow, guys. Look, I'm literally just looking at the chart now. So let's do some comprehensive analysis together. And let's see what we got here. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. What do we got? Thankfully, we don't see any kind of bearish CVD divergences. We see a steady increase of open interest and CVD along the way up, which is a healthy move. We have seen a lot of longs opening here, which are currently underwater, guys. So, but interestingly enough, we actually had more shorts than longs open up on this big candle. So we had a lot of shorts open up here. It does have negative delta, but nonetheless, we are seeing longs still trying to open up here, but we're not seeing any bearish CVD divergence. So this is the 1-minute time frame. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame. From the low we made yesterday. You know, ever since we bounced from the golden pocket, we've seen a steady increase of OI and CVD, which does signify a strong move. But obviously, look, we have definitely had this whole chunk of action here be characterized by, as Flopping Groper would say, stairs up, elevator down. You know, a slow, painful grind to the upside. Yesterday, elevator down, slow, painful grind to the upside. And we have been seeing those elevators to the downside here, all right? Let's do some market cipher. Now, again, this is such a key level. The fact that we're losing this level, guys, is not good, all right? It is not good. So let's go ahead and just put this as a key level here. 76.376. We need to hold above this level, guys, if we want more upside. And then our next target, honestly, my target for this long trade is going to be the value area high of the range, around 78.4. And the reason is because, well, we're just trading from the range low to the range high. If we dump from here, my target is going to be coming back to backtest the trend line of the bear market. So this green diagonal we see here is actually the resistance of the bear market since October 6th, 2025. And so coming down to this area, we will look for a juicy back test, man. Let me tell you, it's going to be juicy. Yeah, dirty perp for the herp. Yeah, I mean, seriously. Oscillator looks great though for the upside. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I got some squash. I got some squash in the oven. I gotta take it out. I hate burnt squash. Give me 1 second. Man, Bitcoin pumps. All we got to do is go get the squash out the oven and Bitcoin pumps, huh? It's a squash pump. We got a nice little squash pump in the house, baby. Yeah. Do a rap about not having a job. Burnt squash was your high school band name. That's what's up. That's what's up. He had one job. Don't burn the squash. Yeah, the moment of realization. Well, thankfully, I set a timer, all right? Because pretty much my diet right now consists of like eggs, chicken, sweet potatoes, squash, and maybe some romaine lettuce, and you know, so I don't want burnt squash. Shout out to Doc the Goat. Shout out to Zine Ad. Golden Pocket at 76.7. Yes, we do have that golden pocket just above us. All right, just above us. What kind of squash? It's zucchini squash, green zucchini squash. All right, my favorite type of squash is green and yellow zucchinis. Man, we grow bushels on the homestead. I'm not even kidding. We grow bushels. You know, we eat them, we freeze them, we even dehydrate them and make zucchini chips. Man, I love zucchinis. I love it. Probably my favorite non-vegetable that people call a vegetable. It's a fruit technically, right? All right, so we are above the key level. Let's not get overexcited now. We don't want to get overexcited. All right. Let's see. Yeah, look at this. The golden pocket coming up at 76.7. Then we have our 786. All right. Let's also take a look at this. You know what? Big shout out to Divine Hood. I don't think he's in the chat, but you know, I just thought about parallel channels. It made me think of Divine Hood. But let's see what we got here. Do we have some kind of a channel here? Yeah, we do have somewhat of a channel that's giving us confluence right around that area as well. So yeah, if we break out of this, guys, we could definitely see 80K. Now, there's one thing on the chart that's giving me a lot of hope for this long, all right, which is this 4-hour time frame, guys. Take a look. Do you guys see what I see on the 4-hour? All right. Remember what we said, money flow from the purple to the blue. What's she going to do? Look at this 4-hour money flow from the purple to the blue. Price getting lower to key support. Uneven butt cheek pattern on the 4-hour time frame. Big on the left, nice and juicy. Skinny on the right side to round out the booty. Nice and skinny. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys know what I'm saying. Like Dolores, that waitress at the diner. She's coming out super skinny. The veins popping out the dang neck over here. It's from all the nicotine in the cigarettes that she still smokes inside. You know, nicotine's an appetite suppressant, and it speeds up the heart rate to increase the metabolism. And look at the price action candles here, right? Price action candles coming down, key support, value area low of the range, and boom, we get a move to the upside. That's where the money is. That right cheek, that's really where the money is, and we can clearly see, clear as day, this juicy pattern here on the 4-hour. This is rare. All right, this is pretty rare. Now, look at this too, all right? Look at this too, okay? I'm not saying This is guaranteed to happen, but it is very interesting that we are also seeing a hidden bullish divergence here on the 4-hour. Now, there's a lot of reasons why the hidden bull div on the 4-hour doesn't really look that nice, namely because we broke down from the trend line. Okay, but just quickly here, I want to point out some things. All right, let's just point out a few things here. Let's go ahead and put this in our group. All this stuff goes in the folder. All right, look at what I'm seeing here. Okay, now first of all, I recognize that usually hidden bullish divergences stop working once the trend line is broken, for sure. You know, this is why when everyone was talking about the hidden bullish divergence right here, okay, at 80K, if you guys remember back in November when we got that drop and people were talking about the hidden bullish divergence that we had there, I said no, the reason why that's not a real hidden bullish divergence is because we broke the trend line. Okay, so please bear in mind, I'm not saying that this is a super bullish signal, but the reason why this is more bullish, even though we broke the trend line, is because not only is it hidden bullish divergence, guys, is the price is making higher lows, which technically we are, right? And the momentum is making a lower low. So technically that's a hidden bullish divergence. All right. Now, usually when we break the trend line, the hidden bullish divergences stop working. Here's where things take a twist. A regular bullish divergence, like we've seen here, in confluence conjunction with a hidden, actually becomes much more bullish. Because you can't fake this, all right? You can't fake this, all right? You walk into a room, you can't fake it. There's no mistaking it. Even the kids are pointing it out. You know, my kids always point out, you know, people's bodies, and it's super embarrassing. Like, Mom, why is that woman's butt cheek so uneven? It's like, relax. Look, everyone's different. All right, just don't point it out. You don't want to make them feel bad. You know, my son, look at how fat that guy is. Relax, bro. Look, you don't want to make the guy feel bad about himself. Everyone's different, all right? Sheesh. But seriously, you can't fake that. All right. So let's see what happens here. Very interesting. What else is interesting? The money flow is getting higher. Right? You can't really fake that either. A lot of times in an uptrend, the purple money flow does act as support. All right. So let's see. We're struggling here above the level. We got all base and no treble on the Bitcoin price. And we got to give a major shout out to our super chat in the house. USDT pair Bybit on log, riding that trend line. Let's see. I never chart USDT on Bybit. So let's do it on log. We're on log already. We're on log already. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah. So USDT on log, yeah. Okay. So, you know, on some exchanges, we're already getting the back test. All right. So let's see how this plays out. All right. Let's see how this plays out. Let's go back to our 1 hour time frame here. All right. So we've had New York open. We've been open now for less than an hour, right? 40 minutes, give or take. Big shout out to our super chat, though. Thank you so much, Matthew Sheldon, 3198. God bless you, man. Yeah, kids are honest with their opinions. We have news updates. Do we have news updates? All right. Bullish on parade says that was a bearish retest, 50K incoming. This does look like a bearish retest, right? It really does. You know. Wow, look at what I just did there. Look at this. You guys see that? See what I did there? How did I do that? How did I do that? Interesting. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's so interesting. We got all this crazy stuff going on. That is pretty wild. Wow. What's behind? Oh, look at this. Oh, wait. Hang on. I'm free. Okay, hang on 1 second. What is this? What is that? Oh, wow. Look, this is a frozen screenshot from yesterday, guys. Somehow we have a frozen screenshot from yesterday's live stream on here. Back when Bitcoin was 75,537. That's so interesting, man. Man, I'll never learn this streaming software stuff, guys. I'll never learn how to fully use it, you know? I'll never learn how to fully use it. All right. Yeah, I'm having those flashbacks, seriously. I accidentally bought a year subscription of TradingView. That'll probably help you out, honestly. Big shout out to Valerie Valenzuela. Aloha and God bless you, Valerie. Big shout out to Crypto Coons. God bless you, my bro. Good to see you here, man. Shout out to Dad Bod Daily. Look at hype. Low time frame bull divs plus CDW of previous lows. Bullish. All right, let's look at hype real quick. All right, let's try and hype ourselves up a little bit here. Oh my goodness, Bitcoin's dumping like a wild lady right now. How can I look at hype when Bitcoin's dumping? We'll have to do it because I said I would. All right. Hype USDT. Let's check it out. So we've got ourselves a potential CDW of the previous low. Liquidity grab. We'll go to the 4-hour time frame. We'll look at market cipher B. We've got ourselves bullish divergence, money flow thickening. We'll go to the 1 hour, and we got some bull divs, money flow on the fence. Overall, though, regionally, locally money flow on the fence, regionally money flow looking nice. It actually does look kind of nice on these lower time frames. The daily, yeah, if this thing eventually turns into a trigger wave on the daily, for sure. We've got ourselves a beautiful CDW of this low here. So yeah, let's see if we don't pump like crazy. Which reminds me, come on BTC. Come on, BTC. What's it gonna be? You know, we're in the juicy knife catch long still from yesterday. I hope that we can hold this. Look at that beautiful knife catch. Look at both of these trades, guys. I mean, that's precision. Yeah, I mean, seriously, that is precision. That's pretty wild. All right, that is some precise entries. All right, short trade given in the moment in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Long trade taken in the moment, live, on stream, yesterday. Taken publicly. This is some precision, man. All right? Praise God for the precision. Now, here's the thing. The question is not now how precise am I? The question is, am I going to make any money on these trades? Because right now I've only made $1,500 on these trades right now. I'm up 15,000 unrealized, but I've only actually locked in 1,500. So now the real challenge comes in. The question, the age-old question of, should I close it? Should I close it? Shout out to Divine Hood in the chat. He says rate cuts probably won't happen until 2027. There probably won't be cuts. Will remain neutral for a lot longer than they expected. An energy crisis could cause another spike in inflation. There we go. The energy crisis might pump Bitcoin. Maybe that'll be the bull market catalyst here. Man, things are about to get crazy in the world based on this engineered energy crisis. An engineered energy crisis. You know, good old Donald Trump. America first, right? You know, America first. Audit the Fed, Donald Trump. Clinton's in jail, Donald Trump, right? America first, Donald Trump, right? Yup. That's right. Y'all got played. Y'all got played again. How many times is it going to take? How many times is it going to take? What would Frankie Candles do? Yeah, how about TP 50%? Yeah, maybe. Maybe I will. You know, maybe I will. I'm going to wait and see how it plays out here, guys. You know, you got to remember, too, these are not my only positions. These are not my only positions. First of all, I'm up in the last 30 days close to 6 figures. All right. I have a current swing trade open right now that's up over 60 grand in profits, all right? So I have a little leeway here. I have a little leeway to kind of wait and see what's going to happen, right? Because if I'm not locking in profits, I don't really care. I've already made a lot of money this month trading. So I want to wait and see which position is going to be the winner, all right? I'm kind of right now, how do I best describe it? I'm just waiting, you know, Jerome Powell. I have to wait and see. I'll just have to wait and see. We're going to pump or dump. I don't know. We'll have to wait or see. If the top is in, I definitely don't want to TP half on my short trade because I'm in this massive long trade right now. I have a 650,000, more than $500,000 on longs. All right. Do I really want to TP half on my short in the event of a dump? No. I want to keep that short open. It's only a $250,000 short. Right? Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we pump up to 80K. In which case, I want to keep that long open because if we pump to 80K, my short's getting stopped out. So I am right now in that position of I've already made money this month. I'm not trying to make money right now necessarily. I am trying to make money. But what I'm saying is I'm not desperate to TP1 right now. Right? I'm willing to let them ride. Okay? I'm willing to let them ride. You guys know what I'm saying. All right? How do I catch precise lows and highs? Well, this trade right here, where we came down and bounced from this level here, was a trade setup that was given in advance, all right? So I was planning for this trade to happen, right? So I actually drew exactly what I wanted to see on the chart. I posted it in my VIP Discord. And then when we came down to the level, I said, if we reclaim that POC, I'll take a long, stop loss below low. It happened, good enough for me. Caps lock was on, you know, oops. All right, the short trade. I took the short from 79.3, all right? I told the community, look, if I see a CDW, I will go for it, right? It wasn't even a question. I will go for it. Could be an instant stop out because I thought we were going to get a big pump. Ended up being the top. I took it. Now look, at the time, did I think that was gonna be the top? No, not necessarily, but I had a valid trade setup. The long trade from yesterday that I took live, all right, during the FOMC. We just got a massive dump, okay? Look where we dumped to. Like, this is super important, guys, all right? I don't know. This is the power of technical analysis, honestly. The power of technical analysis is the price was coming down to a very important support, all right? Basically, ever since we broke out of our range, we started forming a range above the breakout, the value area low of that range, all right? This is where the Bitcoin price is considered undervalued. Ever since we broke out on the 13th of April, the Bitcoin price from there has been considered undervalued. All right, we also had our 786 Fibonacci retracement from there. All right, so when you come to these areas on the chart, you have to understand these are levels. These are make it or break it levels, meaning we don't know for certain what price is going to do. But if price is going to get a reversal, it's very probable going to happen from here. All right, now when you come to these areas and you look at your oscillator and you see that there is a giant bullish divergence here. All right, that gives you even more added assurance that this is a good trade to take. When you come to a level such as this up here, and you see the money flow coming down, and on lower time frames, you are seeing bearish divergences up here. You know, even on the 4 hour, we technically had it. It is, objectively speaking, a good trade to take. And here's the thing, a good trade is not always a winning trade. A good trade has these three characteristics. Number one, a valid reason to enter. Number two, a valid stop loss if things don't go your way. And number three, a valid target. Now, if you're coming to the top of a range with bearish divergences, you pretty much know, right, that if you're taking the trade, if we make another higher high, it's not a fake out, right? So you're assuming it's a fake out. And then if it is a fake out, well, you can get a TP1 at the back test of the range. And then eventually, if we lose that range, you got your TP2 at the bottom of the range, right? So now, as we have taken the long trade, very clear invalidation, right? If we make a lower low, okay, we were wrong in our idea that we're bouncing from the bottom of the range. But we have our bullish divergence, which means we can shoot now for the top of the range for a juicy TP. And if we reclaim that, then we can shoot for higher prices, 80K and beyond, right? Now, I just want to say, these trades I'm taking, all right, I am telling my Discord what my plan is and telling them when I'm taking the trade. All right, I am making the plans, I'm drawing them out, and then I'm telling people when I've taken the trade. I am even telling people the plans and telling them I have limit orders set, right? Yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago now, we took a long, right? This is going on in the VIP Discord. Plus, yesterday, I took a trade live, all right? I took the trade live, all right? So this is stuff that is not, you know, I am doing this stuff in real time here. And the levels at work, and Market Cipher works, you know? Doesn't mean you're gonna have a perfect win rate, right? But yeah, it is what it is. Guys, smash up the likes. We got 700 people here. We have one like. One like, all right? Paradigm Miner took the same trade. You're up 7K. Now you're up 8K. What am I up? I was up 5 point something K. Now I'm up 4 point something K. I had $500,000 on the trade, but I closed half yesterday on a different account, locked in a $1,300 profit. So let's see what happens here. Let us see what happens here. Do I have any specials for the month of May? I don't. Not for the VIP Discord. But I do have a free course on YouTube. If you want a free course, you could check it out on YouTube. But is a 100% win rate possible? Yeah, it is for some people. Some people. I mean, not permanently. You're not always going to have a 100% win rate. But yeah, some people have a really, really, really high win rate. In order to have a super high win rate, you need to be very, very selective with what trades you take. I'm a little bit looser with the trades that I take. You know, my trading strategy involves a higher frequency of trading and hedging a lot of times, right? So, yeah, shout out to Crypto Coons posting the free course. Plain Sailor says Americans don't know how expensive fuel can get. I mean, I have a friend in Bulgaria, and he says, man, it is so dang expensive right now. Do I have the scalping Discord? Yes, I still do, but I haven't been scalping lately. So it's a free to join, and once I'm in that scalping mode, which happens like 1 or 2 times a year, I will be live scalping in there. But I have not been scalping since March, and I don't know. I cannot force scalping for me. It has to be, I have to be in that special mindset. Big reminder, guys, Antarctic, low fees. Any of the exchanges that I trade on, you do get access to my free scalping group in the Discord. Antarctic, KCEX, lowest fees, BLOFIN and YUBIT are my 4 exchanges. Antarctic is totally decentralized, all right? Plus, it operates like a centralized exchange. Currently, right now, guys, I'm partnered with Klein Funding, Crypto Propfirm, 15% discounts on these funded accounts. All right. And then I'm also partnered with Bitfunded, which has their new mobile app and their mobile version and their short time frame challenges. Pretty cool. Check it out if you're interested in becoming a funded trader and or trading with super low fees. All right. Links in the description. Of course, the VIP Discord in the description as well. All right. Some petrol stations are empty in France. Drove through it the other week. Luckily, the ski lifts aren't powered by oil. When is AX going to launch the token? Soon, man. Soon. Soon, soon, soon. You know, soon, soon, soon. Soon, soon, soon. Yeah, soon, soon. Man, honestly, I was thinking that we were going to get a bit more of a move today. Maybe we do get a big dump. All right, maybe we do get a big old dump today. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see, wait and see, wait and see. Let's wait and see. You know what, guys? I am going to do something here. You know what? I am going to do a little something here on this trade. I think I am going to add a little bit to the position here. Nah, I'll wait. I don't know. Flop and grope JCasp. Flop and grope JCasp over here. Look, guys, Antarctic is a very new exchange, all right? So, it's a very new exchange. So, it takes a long time to make sure there are no bugs and things like this. I'm going to add $100,000 to the position. And I'm going to take a little profits off the table. Yeah, we're going to take some profit off the table here, guys. Right. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but I am going to do it now because I've got that swing trade open and I've decided to lock in a little bit of profit. I still got $170,000 on the position, which brings my total Bitcoin long positions to just over $500,000. And if we do bounce from here, I might as well add a little bit more to the position to get my entry from 75,861. So we'll see what happens here, all right? We'll see what happens here. So flop and grope mid-trade, decided to take a little something off the table here. So let's see. Let's see. You wish I could trade on the chart UI? What do you mean, from TradingView? I hate trading from TradingView. You know. Double bottom at 74.6 would be nice. We do have that liquidity down there, Divine Hood. Yeah, we do have that liquidity down there. Shout out to Doge D6I. Good morning, Jay. Good morning to you. You added more today just now. Size up winners and cut small losses. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Shout out to Paradigm Miner. Yeah, so let's see what happens here with the Bitcoin. All right. I do think we could get a little bit of a move up here. But yeah, let's see how she goes. Let's see how she goes. I want to go down to, let's take a look, another look at order flow. Just a quick reminder, guys, we are having games in the Casper Crew VIP Discord today. So if you're looking to win juicy prizes in the Casper Crew, today is the day to do such a thing. All right, we're going to be giving away thousands of dollars. I wear that Doge on the daily time frame is printing the finger pattern right now. No, I'm not, but thank you for spamming the chat with it. Should we go take a look? Should we go take a look? I usually don't let spammers have their way, but you know what? For you, we'll check it out. Doge/Tether on the daily. I guess you're saying about the giant head and shoulders there. Cool, I guess. Can we get a garden homestead tour? Nah, no, we can't do that. I'm sorry. Green eggs and spam, I know, right? Big shout out to Bullish on Parade. He's got grown stuff to do. Praise Jesus. God bless. God bless you, bro. I was really hoping we get a big move. Let's see if we don't get a big move today. Let's give it some time, guys. Let's give it some time. Some rosemary, some thyme, some garlic, all the other herbs that we all should be growing in our gardens. Oregano, big fan of oregano, man. That stuff comes back every year. Hyssop, oregano, sage. What else we got in there? You know what also does come back by itself is cilantro because it drops seeds if you let it go to seed. All right. Want to see a pump to 77 and dump? It looks like we could get it, to be honest. Looks like this was a deep retest. All right. A deep retest. Let's go. Let's see here. Let's see here. We've got that golden pocket just up above. If we break the golden pocket, man, we are home free. We are home free. Why 77K? I guess that's the zone. Yeah, that's the zone right here. That's the zone. Tis the zone. When did we do this? 7:45, 10:15. All right, 9:15, 9:30. New York Open pretty much just gave us a pump up only, right? Egg code. Yeah, should we do the egg code? Yeah, let's do the egg code. Big shout out to my man, Vikas Kumrai. Yeah, we could do an egg code for my man Vikas Kumrai. Yeah, let's do an egg code. Let's do an egg code here. Big shout out to Vikas Kumrai. Egg code. Let's get the egg code going on here. All right. You want to grow peach, scorpion, peppers? My thoughts on Antarctic exchange, is it worth it? Well, of course I think it's worth it. All right. But I'm affiliated with the exchange, so I have a vested interest in you trading on it. But look, Antarctic exchange is the exchange that I love, right? It's pretty much everything that I would want in an exchange, and it's not even done yet. You know, it's not even done yet. So I love everything about it. It's decentralized. It has a mobile app and a user interface like a centralized exchange. It's blue and purple, which is huge. You can have infinite number of trades open if you have it on split mode. You could be long and long and long and long and short and short and short and short and short on the same pair at the same time, right? So yeah, the egg code today is AX. AX is the egg code, all capital. All right, egg code is AX. Will I scalp short the golden pocket? No. No, I will not. No, I will not, guys. All right. I will not. Not today. I'm not really feeling scalps today, but what I will say is that I am definitely looking for trades at certain levels. And if I do take a freshie, I will let the Casper Crew VIP Discord know, because that's what I do. Antarctic freezing funds. I mean, it's all decentralized, guys. So it's all like on a blockchain. It's not like they have the ability to do that kind of stuff, right? If there's an issue, maybe there's an issue with the network. All right. Or maybe they have a wallet up. Maybe they're doing a wallet upgrade or something like that. Okay. The only way that you can get in trouble with Antarctic is if you're trying to scam the exchange by using tools to take multiple trades within a minute time frame. All right. So there are some people trying to mess with the exchange, trying to mess with the low liquidity, because it is a new exchange, by using different tools to take literally like 30 trades in a minute, something that would be impossible for you to do normally, right? So that has to get shut down. That's not good for the exchange. That can't happen. All right. No KYC, guys. It's decentralized. It's decentralized. Okay. There's no KYC. It's decentralized. That means it's not. You're not depositing your money into someone's platform, and they're holding it for you. It's all through smart contract, right? It's all through smart contract. I'm sorry, Alan. I cannot talk about that right now. All right, I can't talk about it right now. I'm sorry, bro. All right. some secret info. It is a pain if you're trading using a ledger because it does take a long time to hook up your ledger. It has gotten faster recently, but here's the thing. Here's what I do. I have, here's what I recommend. I recommend you have a hot wallet. Don't ever hook up your main ledger or your main cold wallet to anything, guys. Like, first of all, this is very important. If you have a main ledger or a main Trezor, you never, ever, 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 ever link that thing to anything. In fact, if you have a main wallet, hard wallet, you have a dedicated computer that you use only to check that hard wallet, and you don't check emails, and you don't browse the web, and you don't do anything else on that computer, okay? That's a given first. Now, once we have that out of the way, take an alt wallet, either a hard wallet or a hot wallet, and use that to hook up to Antarctic, all right? And it's much faster if you're using a hot wallet, like a MetaMask or a Trust wallet, because then, especially on your phone, it's like 2 clicks and you're logged in. 2 clicks and you're logged in. It's actually faster than logging in on Bybit or whatever with 2-factor authentication. Unless you have like a YUBIT key to log in, then that's fast. But really, if you're using a hot wallet, it's super fast. All right. The egg code is AX, all capital. All right. Shout out to Bray Townsley. Tip for my G. J for bringing the rhymes and beats. NTA. Hope everyone has a great day. Nice, man. Nice bars. And thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. My Bitcoin was scammed. Yes, somebody stole from me like almost 10 Bitcoin back in 2023 on September 15th, 2023. Somebody stole money from me. Yeah, that was not very fun. That was not very fun. So always be cautious, guys. Like, seriously, don't ever assume, don't ever assume that it's not going to happen to you, basically, right? Always take security very seriously. All right. Yeah, back in September 15th, 2023, somebody stole, it was at the time worth about 700K. I had 7. Yeah, it was bad. I made a video about it. Let's see. Yeah, September 15th. Yeah, I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that day, man. It was such a crazy feeling. It really was such a crazy feeling back in those days, man. A lot of comments on that video. A lot of people don't believe me, but whatever. Yeah, guys, you gotta take security real serious. Yeah, that was not a fun day at all. Yeah, T says always take security seriously. Seriously. Big shout to my man James. He says, how can both sides be right? What do you mean, bears and bulls? Oh wait, James didn't say that. James says I lost 13 Bitcoin in 2020. Sheesh. Yeah, that really sucks, man. That is insane to think about. How can both sides be right, says Therese Young. What are you talking about, bears and bulls? What's my win rate? Well, the win rate of the trades I post in the Casper Crew VIP Discord is very high. Very high. Because I don't post every trade I take in that Discord. I take a lot of trades, okay? I take a lot of trades to hedge myself, and I went over it all the other day, basically. But my actual total win rate, for me personally, is less than 50%. All right, 42 to 46% win rate. All right, this is over the last 30 days right here. Now, but on my total profitability is almost 6 figures. All right, So I put all my stuff through ChatGPT. Now, you can look at my trade history, all right? And you can see that I have quite a few losses here, right? My win rate is not very high when we look through all this trade history here, all right? So, you know, but the thing is, I'm still profitable. The reason why is because a lot of the trades I take, right, I'm hedging myself. So I'm taking small losses, taking small chunks out of my profits, right, in order to lock in the wins. So I've got a $30,000 win, you know, a $13,000 win, a $20,000 win, and then the rest are small wins and small losses. A $12,000 win right there. Another $12,000 win. A $62,000 win. You know, so that's my trading style. Is essentially I'm taking a lot of trades that are to protect my capital, right? To protect my capital. So instead of making $62,000 in one trade, maybe, like, for example, here's what's happening right now. Okay, I'm in a long and a short right now. One of these trades is going to get stopped out in a loss. I don't know which one yet. It depends on which way the price goes. Okay, if we start to pump, my short trade is going to get stopped out in a loss. All right. If we start to dump, my long trade, well, currently right now I've got it locked in. But let's say we continue to pump, right? And here's another example, right? We come over here. We come over here, right? And we take a look at these trades here. All right. I've got right now a long open. It's up $45,000. All right. If we come to a resistance and I see anything kind of bearish, I'm going to take a short trade and let that thing get stopped out in a loss to protect this money here. So just as an example, all right, let's say we come up to here and I see something bearish. I'll open up a short trade here. All right. This short trade, let's say, gets stopped out for like a $3,000, a $4,000, a $5,000 loss. By the time we're up here, this thing is up 65, 70 grand. All right. So I'm paying $5,000 of my profits as an insurance policy, because if we drop from here, right, then the long trade will get stopped out, and I've already locked in a $20,000 profit. So I'm guaranteed to have made 20K on the long trade. So by shorting here, either I'm going to spend $5,000 of my unrealized profit just in case of a dump, which will cut $5,000 out of this, or we dump. In that case, the long trade has still made money, but now when we come all the way back down, my short trade is up tens of thousands of dollars. So I'm always taking trades to hedge myself. The reason I do this is because for my own personal trading psychology, the only way I'm even able to hold the trade, and this is my own flaw, I'm not going to say this is a good thing for you to do, right? But my own personal trading psychology is this. It's really difficult for me to hold a huge position for long periods of time if I know that I'm not hedged or protected, right? So I hedge myself. I'm chipping away at my profits little by little, but it's not enough to make me unprofitable, right? It's not enough to make me unprofitable. In fact, I'm still able to be very profitable trading that way. Now, when it comes to the Discord and the trades that I give in the Discord, right? Where I tell people I'm taking trade, these are trades where these are not hedges, unless I'm telling people this is a hedge, right? But in general, if I'm telling the Discord I'm long here, these are trades that I'm very confident in, all right? Because I know that not everybody's in the same position as me, right? So if you're in the VIP, the trades I'm giving in there are the ones where, like, those are like the trades I'm confident in. Like, if I was in no trade, I would be taking these trades in the VIP, right? But a lot of the trades I take are because I'm already in positions. I hope that makes sense. Now, I know some people will say that's dumb, okay? But for me, it's not dumb. For me, it's not dumb because there's no way I would have been able to hold a trade and make $65,000 on that position if I hadn't been hedging against it on the way up, right? Because you got to think to yourself, I took that trade from down here. All right, took it from down here. We pump up, we come all the way back down, right? We come up, we come almost all the way back down. Like, you're holding that trade for a long time. And when you see that you're up, you know, 10, 20K, and you know that you're not hedged against it, like if price comes back down, that's it, that money's gone forever. It's really hard to hold the trade. If I know right now, for example, this long trade is up 2 grand, if it gets stopped out, even let's say I take a loss on it, right? I know that this money's not really gone, because now maybe I lose 2 grand on this trade, right? Well, by the time we're back there, this trade's up like 15 grand. So in total, we're up, you know, $13,000 in total, even though we took the loss. So it's very complex. But as far as the trades I give in the crew, man, you know, I take that stuff seriously, because I know people aren't supposed to copy me, but, you know, I know people do, right? And that's fine, because I know that everyone's demo trading, because, again, we don't risk real money. Risking money is risky. Risking money is risky. So make sure to only trade fake money, guys, honestly. Right? Demo trading only, entertainment purposes only. All right? How long will we be SVIP on Antarctic? Forever. All right, the Casper crew, I made sure for all my exchanges, guys, I've talked to these exchanges, all right? And I told them, look, we are low time frame traders. We need low fees. BLOFIN has made accommodations for the Casper crew. Antarctic has made accommodations for the Casper crew. YUBIT has super low fees. BLOFIN, I already said they made accommodation. KCEX, super, super low fees. All right. But yeah, on the Antarctic, the Casper crew, you sign up under my link, you're going to have SVIP fees. All right. Long looks good here. Let's see. Yeah, oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I mean, shout out to Doge. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm the dear Trump. Please say Bitcoin. I only trade demo, and when I'm done with the live streams, I have to run to McDonald's for work. I don't run, I walk. I walk to McDonald's for work. Your BLOFIN fees only lasted for 1 month. They should still be 0.02. If I stop out in a hedge, do I take profit on the other? No, I don't. So I let the swing trade ride until it hits some major targets, right? So I have videos all about this on my free course. All right, go to the Jason Casper YouTube channel. All right, go to playlists. Go to Jason Casper free trading course, and go to episode 16, if I'm not mistaken. How to manage open trades, episode 16. All right. In this, I walk through like my strategy of like managing open trades, and you know how to have the mindset that I have going into it, and you know shifting your mindset from strictly I'm bullish or I'm bearish or I'm long or I'm short to more fluid, right? It's like gender. It could change from a day-to-day basis. 1 second you're bullish, 1 second you're bearish, Like 1 second you're in the pasture, the next second you're in the woods, right? No way we fade a 4-hour bull div. I know, man. I mean, this thing could pump like crazy, but it also might not. That's true. The only way to show if these are real or not is to show the hash on the mempool. That's 100% right. And all this stuff is shown on the blockchain. Yeah. It is, because this is a DEX. This is a DEX. It's all on the blockchain. Totally decentralized. Every transaction happens on the blockchain. These are 100% real trades. I know the market's a snail. Stair step up, elevator down, as Flop and Groper would say. Real trading or not, that's true. You can't fake the TA. And real trading or not, You can't fake the TA. You can't fake longing the exact bottom. You can't fake the trades that I give in the Discord that play out. You know, you got a lot of these people on the internet showing trades, and they long or short in the beginning of the day, and then whichever one's in profit, they go live and show that one, right? I literally just showed you guys my entire trade history for the month. And I have the receipts of taking these trades live, man. So yeah, whether they're real or fake, my analysis is on point and my strategy is on point. How long did it take me to get used to the treadmill? A DEX like MEXC? No, MEXC is not a DEX. MEXC is a centralized exchange. All right, and MEXC is a centralized exchange. So you're depositing your money onto a platform and trusting them with it. All right. A DEX is where self-custody of your own assets, right? And the liquidity is provided by people using the exchange, providing liquidity to the exchange. And Antarctic, one of the good things about Antarctic is if you are a liquidity provider, you benefit, like you're the market maker. So if someone else gets liquidated, usually the market makers get those liquidation fees. That's how exchanges make money. But on Antarctic, everyone who's providing liquidity shares in the liquidation fees through the token. All right, so the ecosystem and the tokenomics are set up for traders, to benefit traders. It's not you against the market maker. It's you against you, basically, you know. Can I show the treadmill? How do I handle trades that front run your level? You miss them. How long did it take me to get used to the treadmill? I was used to it right away. All right. I've always done things in like strange situations. All right. So, you know, but I still can't type on the treadmill, you know, I still can't type on the treadmill. Would I long ETH here? How much money do you need to start the first trade so you can hedge after for a living? I don't know, man. Like, it depends on how much money you need. How much money do you want to make? I always say this. For me to feel comfortable, trading only as my only source of income, which I would never want to do. I would never want to do that. I can't even imagine trading being my only income. But for me, I'd say a comfortable level is anywhere between $150,000 to $250,000, because what that does is it allows you to be very conservative and selective in your trading and schlong, you know, hedge against yourself. And where the money is good enough to make a few $1,000s a month on average, right? Here's another thing about trading. You never know how much money you're going to make, right? You never know. You might have a red month. You might have 2 red months in a row. You might just not have setups that come your way. Like, I had a red month in January, and well, that's not true. I did take a giant swing trade in January, which is still open. February was the month that was actually red. And February also, I just wasn't in the right mindset for trading. And I stopped trading big money in February. Like, if you guys were following me in February, I was opening up like $50,000 positions. Like, I was not in the right mindset for it. But I would say $150,000 to $250,000 with the way I trade would be comfortable to live. Now, I don't know how much money people need, because everyone's in a different place and a different situation and has different amounts of debt and all this. So it's a very hard question to answer. Losses don't matter as long as the mouth checks out. That's true. Klein has a stability rule. No, Bitfunded does not have those same rules. All right. What is better, a centralized exchange or a decentralized exchange? Well, there's pros and cons to each. All right, the pros of a centralized exchange are that they have lower fees. Some of them, like KCEX, not all, but centralized exchanges, they have lower fees. They're easier to use, and a lot of them have very good liquidity. All right, decentralized exchanges. Some of the big advantages of decentralized exchanges is you don't have to trust your funds with anybody. It's all self-custody, right? Secondly, a decentralized exchange is never going to freeze your account or rug pull you because it's decentralized, right? That can't happen. You also, because it's decentralized, there's no KYC. There's no KYC. You'll never have to be KYC, right? It doesn't operate in the same way as a centralized exchange that's holding your money. Because you're depositing your money in here, you have to KYC for legal purposes. There's not going to be any of that, right? A lot of the perks of a centralized exchange is the ease of use, but Antarctic, the goal of Antarctic is to have a DEX that for all intents and purposes functions in the same way as a CEX, right? The mobile app, all these kinds of pairs that you'll be able to trade, the hedge mode, all this kind of stuff, you know? So, yes, there will be spot on Antarctic, you know? There will be spot on AX. Teresa wants a 10K dump today. Would I suggest getting completely out of credit card debt before investing? Well, I personally use investing to pay off debt. I use investing to pay off debt. I don't know. I ain't no Dave Ramsey up in there. Dave Ramsey would tell you don't invest and pay off all your debt. I don't know. Pray about it. I would say pray about it and see what the Lord would have you to do. Because here's the problem. Investing is risky and you don't want to put yourself in the position where you have even more debt. But in my opinion, and again, everyone's in a different situation in life, but the best way to break free from debt and the slave system, which is keeping you just rich enough to survive and just poor enough to stay stuck in the system so you have to work until you're 70 and then pass your debt on to your kids. The way to escape that is to start a business. Start a business, a cash generating asset, a business where you're the boss, right? That is like a great thing to do. And we live in a time where anything that you are slightly knowledgeable about, or even if you just are not even knowledgeable about anything, we live in a time where you can monetize it by starting a YouTube channel, you know? People are looking for information on the internet. And if you start some kind of social media to talk about and provide information to people who want that information, now you have yourself a whole bunch of people who will give you money for the information, right? And we live in a very unique time where anyone can do this. And now it's not easy. It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of consistency, but it's possible. And once you have a cash generating asset, such as a business, doesn't even have to be an online business, then you can take some of that money and invest it and grow it, right? Money begets money. But investing without that initial source of cash flow, in my opinion, is risky, because the more you care about the money, the harder it is to make money. The more you care about making money in trading and investing, the harder it is to make money, because the emotions of greed and fear are too strong when you're relying on making that money. You're like, I need to pay this debt, so I need to make this much. You see, you're in juicy profit. You don't take profit. Why? Because I just need to make more, right? All of a sudden, big giant red candle, you sell. Why? Because I don't want to lose everything. So you didn't take profit when you should, and then you sold in a loss because of fear and greed. It's really hard, if your goal is to make money, to make sound decisions in the market. But if you don't care about the money and you're doing it because you enjoy the process of doing it, and you know slow and steady gains wins the race, and you're going to have losses and you're going to have wins, and you have realistic expectations, you're using good risk to reward ratios and all this, right? Then the byproduct of that is you will start to make money from your investments. But but the number one thing is the psychology, and psychology is difficult. All right. Everyone knows about risk management, and everyone can sit here and tell you the right things to do. And yet all of us, myself included, make the wrong decisions based on emotion. It happens, right? So the more things you can do to eliminate emotional decisions, the better. And one of the best ways to do that is to not have people who say, I'm going to trade my way out of debt, or I quit my job, now all of a sudden I'm going to trade full time. Man, those people, honestly, I've heard so many stories, because, you know, I have a trading YouTube community, Discord, all that, of people who tried to do that and they literally lost everything. So you got to be careful. You got to be mad careful. Do I believe in tithing? I believe tithing exists. I believe tithing exists. Here's the thing. I'll tell you this about tithing, all right? So a biblical tithe, we're going to follow what the Bible says about tithing, is more than 10%, okay? There's 3 tithes in Scripture. There's the tithe to the priesthood, there's the tithe to the poor, and then there's the tithe for you to have a party 3 times a year, all right? There are 3 tithes, one for the priesthood, those who are serving God full-time, to support them, one for the poor, and one for yourself, so that every year, 3 times a year, you can have a giant party and celebrate before the Lord your God. All right? Now, in order for any of those tithes to actually be applicable today, there would need to be an active Levitical priesthood and a temple in the land of Israel, right? And we don't have those things. So we can't tithe biblically right now. That being said, I do believe the principle still stands that God loves a cheerful giver, all right? And so, although we can't say tithing is necessarily biblical, as the way a lot of churches teach it today, what is biblical is supporting those who are doing the work of God, right? Those in the ministry are worth double honor. They're worth being paid for their work. And also, we see throughout Scripture, Old and New Testaments, that the one thing God says, test me in, is your giving, right? In Malachi, God says, test me in this. If you give and you bring the full tithe to the storehouses, see if I don't open up the windows of heaven and bless you like crazy, right? Jesus says in Matthew, in the Sermon on the Mount, he says, by the measure in which you give, it will be given back to you. Pressed down and overflowing shall men give back to you, right? I can say anecdotally in my life, you cannot outgive God monetarily because he owns everything anyway, right? So, I know in my life, the more I have given, the more I have been blessed financially. So I fully believe that if this ain't no spiritual advice and this ain't no financial advice, but if you give in a way where people look at you and say, you're being stupid and you're being irresponsible, you're not doing the right thing for your family, you're not being a good steward, see if the Lord doesn't bless you in ways you never even thought possible. See if you take a step in faith where it's scary, you're like, man, I'm going to give this and I don't know how I'm going to get it back. See if God doesn't bless you in some crazy way. It's not spiritual advice. It's not financial advice. But, you know, God does say, test me in this. He says, don't put the Lord your God to a foolish test. But the one thing he does say to test him in is your giving. You know? So, that's what I have to say about whether or not I believe in tithing. You know? The egg code. What is the egg code? The egg code is this. AX. I'm going to put it in the chat here. There's the egg code. Your biggest trades come from forgetting you took the trade. Yeah. You know, it's very true, right? Because when you are not micromanaging your trades, then they tend to go better, right? Yeah, micromanaging can screw you up a little bit there. Micromanaging can screw you up. For sure. Yeah, I remember this one time I had a trade open. I didn't even remember it. For months, I didn't remember it. And then I logged in and I could have made like 25 grand. And by the time I looked at it, it was up 5 grand. I was like, no. No. It's going to fly in a couple of minutes. Let's see. If it does, I'll add a little bit more to here. And we'll ride it up from 75.8. We'll ride it up from 75.8. Chris says, stop axing the egg code. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Set and forget. Yeah. Let's see. Man, we're starting to get a little bit of a pump here, guys. It's 11 a.m. We're starting to get a little bit of a pump. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can get. Made $1 million. Opened to 23,000 Bitcoin price. Yeah, you know what's funny, Paradigm Miner, is, you know, because today is Casper Crew Game Day, where we give away thousands of dollars to the crew, but also we take demo trades because we do challenges and the winners, they get $500, and then we do a 100x trade on demo. We do a $50,000 position, and whatever money they make in 3 minutes, they have to tell me long or short, they get added to their $500 prize. And one time, after games, I left the trade open, a $50,000 position, and it just so happened that a month later, we pumped like crazy. I think that probably happened after February games. Let's see. Because when was the last game? It was in March. So, I don't remember when February games was. Probably around here. Probably around this area. Then, I guess towards the end of March, we were probably up around here. Yeah, so it pumped like crazy. The funny thing is, it was 100x leverage. It didn't get liquidated. No stop loss. And it pumped, you know. Why don't I stream the Casper Crew games anymore? I don't know. It's a lot to set up the stream. Why, do you want me to stream the Casper Crew games, Eon Crypto? Should I stream the Casper Crew games? What sayest thou? There is no demo mode on Antarctic. Not now, girl dad Giga Chad. Not now, but there will be, I think, in the future. That was one of the things that I was wanting to have for people to learn. But as of now, there is no demo mode, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Wow. You made 1.2 million on a $10,000 demo account. That's what's up. You don't know how to get prizes with the eggs? Well, the way you do it is in the Discord, there is a prizes channel. Here, I'll show you. In the Discord, there is a prizes channel right here. And it's under the egg rewards section. And you can enter these raffles and win every week. $100 giveaway, $200 giveaway. Every month we're giving away free VIP and all that kind of stuff. You know, all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna pee in the bushes, guys. My favorite time of the stream. My favorite time of stream. Yeah, eventually, Doc the Goat, there will be other networks to trade on AX as well. But it's a new exchange, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Do I know the song The Blood by Beth L Music? I don't, Felix H. I'm sorry. I don't. Who broke Biddy? She's stuck? Yeah, seriously. Yeah, we've been having some pretty lame New York Opens lately. Streaming to stream, streaming hard. Shout out to Paper Beats Rock 1. Shout out to Power Friend. Time to water the bushes, yeah. It's been a pretty rainy day, honestly. It's been a pretty rainy day, not gonna lie. You know? I love these bushes, you know? I would pee in them every day, and you know what? I do. In fact, my wife even got me a sticker that says, I love to pee outside. But the sticker's gone, because I got a new door, and it was on the door. So sadly, the sticker's gone. MSTR isn't stuck, says Not Quicker. Let's check it out. Wow. You're right. That thing is pumping like a wild lady right now. Sheesh. Even changing market structure on the daily. Yeah, look at that. We are pumping. Interesting. What does Michael Saylor know that we don't know, guys? And Bitcoin's starting to get a little bit of a pump now, though. What does Michael Saylor know that we don't know? Trader Geo, he thought I was going to say the sticker's gone because I peed on it. Nah. I wish I had peed on it, but I didn't. You have a ticket opened? Power Friend, is it in the Discord? We'll get to it, bro. We'll get to it. Do I sun dry my clothes, or how do I dry my clothes? In a dryer, in an electric dryer. I have a lot of electric things nowadays on this off-grid homestead. I mean, keep in mind, I don't know if you could see in the back, but we've got ourselves, like, you can't really see back there, but we've got a whole field of solar panels. So, you know, we got a whole field of solar panels back there. So, we produce a lot of electricity here. When will I close this long? Oh, when do I plan to add to the long? If we can break market structure, I will add to the long. If we can break market structure, I will add to the long. Artsy guy, you lost money because you sent less than the $10 minimum to AX. Is that something to do with the network, maybe? If it's an issue with AX, you can open a ticket and they will always get you hooked up, all right? Whoever's buying strategy. Yeah, it is odd when strategy goes up and Bitcoin doesn't. You know what I love to do is I love to pick the pine needles off these arborvitaes and smell them. Get a little branch up the nose, you know what I'm saying? Why do I have solar panels on the field and not on the roof? Is that serious? I'll bet you could answer that question yourself. I'll bet you could answer that question yourself. Yeah, I'll bet you could answer that question yourself. You know, the only reason I'm still alive right now is because I feel in my bones that Biddy's going to get a big pump. I just feel it in my bones. I could be wrong, but I feel it in my bones. Cars after 2027 will be surveilled and won't let you drive if the car thinks you're not okay to drive. That makes sense. It's no surprise. I mean, everything's already tracked, right? So funny. If you ever call the police and they're like, "Where are you?" Are you serious? They know where you're at all times. All right, so Stein Ravenhorst has a question from yesterday. Let me hear it. Let me hear the question, man. Let me hear the question. Let me hear the... Oh, what kind of music did I make in the band? Heavy metal. Extremely heavy. Heavy technical metal. You know, the only good kind of music that there is. You know? Trader Geo says, look at Doge. I think we can get a big pump. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Trader Geo, you're really missing out on a lot. All right? It does look really nice on the daily. Look at this. Look at this on the daily. Look at that money flow curve. And look at the weekly. Look at this big VWAP to the upside. Looking nice. Looking pretty nice. It does look pretty pumpy. You know what? Look at the monthly. You know what? Bullish engulfing about to happen here in 8 hours, guys. Bullish engulfing on the monthly on Doge. Weekly looking juicy. Daily looking juicy. 4 hour. You know, I wish we could come down for a double bottom, but you know. You know, we do have some bull div in this zone here. We do have some bull div in this zone here. Yeah, maybe Doge is going to get a little bit of a pump. Yeah, that is why Monero, says Santino, Monero will be very valuable in the future. Yeah, Monero will be valuable, but not... Here's the thing. Monero is not going to be a valuable way to make money, but Monero is going to be a good way to make transactions without anybody else knowing. So if you're into Monero, which I am, you know, you're holding it not to try and make USD. You're holding it so that if you can't make transactions, or if you don't want to make a public transaction, you can, right? Because cash is going away. Pretty soon there's not going to be cash, and everything's going to be digital currency only. Let's check out the a Testament and Megadeth fan. No, I'm talking about heavy metal. All right, heavy stuff. Megadeth is not heavy. They used to be, you know, considered heavy, but now I don't consider them heavy at all. I consider Megadeth, you know, like a ballad rock. Let's check out Doge Bitcoin. I remember when I was in a metal band, you meet old people out at Walmart, because when you're in a band, you live at Walmart, by the way. People don't realize this. You live at Walmart when you're in a band, and you meet these old people. They're like, oh, so you're in a band, huh? What kind of music? You know, like heavy, you know, like metal. They're like, oh, like Metallica. Yeah, yes, we are Metallica. So Bitcoin, Doge versus BTC right now does have a pretty nice falling bullish wedge. Cannot deny. We've had many of these in the past as well. Look at this. This one here had a pretty intense breakout. And this one here also had a pretty intense breakout. We can't deny the truth, right? You know? And so we're starting to break out of this one as well. Let's go to the daily here. Man, we are breaking out of the downtrend as well. Like, look at this. You have your market cipher trend. We're officially breaking out. Officially breaking out. Got a little bit of bull div right here on the daily. A little bit of daily bull div. You know? It's looking pretty nice there, not gonna lie. Yeah, a lot of exchanges won't let you cash out Monero. Yeah, exactly. Monero is not to make money. Monero is so that you have a means of exchange when there's nothing else to exchange, you know? The HODL buy song. Yeah, shiny music, exactly. Yeah, early 80s thrash in the Bay Area. That was heavy back then, you know? Heavy music's gotten way heavier. You know, it's pretty heavy now. I can't imagine it could possibly get any heavier than what it's already been. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. You sniped coin at 150 and master at 132. Nice, Felix H. Nice. Do I ever trade alts? Well, not. I have traded alts. Come on, Bitcoin. What the heck? Trader Geo, are you still bullish on Bitcoin, man? Or we've hit your target, right? We've hit your target. Are you still bullish on BTC? Yeah, I trade alts. Look, for me, I just love trading Bitcoin. I don't know what else to say. I love trading Bitcoin. I don't need to trade anything else. I know Bitcoin. Me and Bitcoin, I know Bitcoin. All right? I know Bitcoin. There's a level of intuition that comes with trading one asset only. And I'll tell you, my intuition with Bitcoin is very good. My intuition with altcoins is not that great, okay? Not that great at all. If I were to buy one altcoin right now, which would it be? How are the chickens? The chickens are good. If I were to buy one altcoin right now, what would it be? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I would take a gamble on AVAX. I would take a gamble on AVAX, you know? Let's see how the chickens are. Oh, they're back there. They've come to visit. What's up, chickies? It's hard to see past my AI camera. Won't get me out of the dang lens. There we go. What's up, chickies? They think I've got some treats for them. That's why they're here. That's why they're here. They think I've got some treats. Trader Geo says Dogecoin. Sure, I'd buy Dogecoin. If I had to buy something right now, maybe I'd buy some dang Dogecoin. All right. Monero and privacy coins will be banned. Yeah, I know, but that's the whole point of them, right? They're privacy coins. So you ban them, but so what? The whole point is that they're private. So you're using them, no one's going to know. Or maybe they will. Who knows? You know, Paku, who knows? Yeah, the protein factory. Man, I only have 9 chickens right now, guys. I had 40 chickens like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And I've only got 9 left. So a lot of them didn't make it over the winter. A lot of them got eaten by me and predators, you know. What is my favorite chicken? The kind that lays eggs every day and is hardy and survives through the winter, you know. I remember when I first got into chickens, I was all into, me and my wife, we moved out here. We're like, what kind of chickens are we going to get? We're looking at these books. We could get copper-necked macaroons and all these different Americanas and all these different types. It's like, you know what? Screw that. Whatever is lays an egg a day, even in the winter, can lay a few eggs a week and won't die of cold or disease. That's what we want. And then you just breed your own chickens. I have no idea what kind of breed of chicken I have now. I have no idea. Those chickens are all mutts out there. They're all mutts. They're all eggs hatched that we hatched ourselves. They're all mutts. I don't know. You know? How do you decide when to eat a chicken? The way you decide when to eat a chicken is if it's a rooster, he gets eaten. All right? No offense to the roosters. But you can't have too many roosters, all right? They're consumers and not producers, all right? So really it comes down to, if we have too many roosters, you eat them when they hit puberty. Once they start to cock-a-doodle-doo, then you put them in the freezer, you know, sadly. That is kind of how it goes, you know? Do I play duck, duck, goose with chickens? Nah, we play duck, duck, chicken. If I live in the right climate, would I have a vineyard? Yeah, in fact, I'm thinking of actually planting a vineyard. I've tried twice. I haven't had good success with the grapevines. They die, so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. All right, I've got a little orchard here. We get lots of apples, lots of pears. The grapes, I'm hoping this year I can get my grapes going so that I can drink myself into a drunken stupor. Just kidding. But honestly, I would like to make my own wine. I grew my own oats once. I grew a field of oats myself. I made my own oatmeal. I made a bowl of oatmeal from my own property, which was crazy. All right, it was crazy, by the way. It was crazy. I grew the oats. I harvested them with a sickle, guys. Like the Grim Reaper out there, all right? Like the dang Grim Reaper. I was out there with my sickle harvesting the grain. I carried the grain to the driveway where I'm in right now. I had a giant fan blower, and now I'm using a rake in my feet to get the grain heads separated from the dang stalks. Then I threshed it myself by throwing it up with the fan to blow away the chaff and all this. Then I hauled it in with 5-gallon buckets. I put it in a food processor to chop up the oat groats to get a little steel cut oats, and I made myself some homemade oats, and let me tell you, it was the most satisfying bowl of carbohydrates I have ever eaten in my life. All right, most satisfying bowl of carbohydrates I've ever eaten in my life, and I don't think I'll ever grow oats again, because for the amount of work you have to do, for the amount of food it gives you, it's not worth it. I'd rather just cut a potato in 3, shove it in the ground, and then come back 3 months later and eat potatoes. You know? Make the chickens fight to the death. If roosters grow up together, they do not fight to the death, you know? Nice. You have some mutts and some iron samanis. Now I have samani mutts. That's what's up. Shout out to Preparing for War. Paper Beats Rock One says, I have a hard time believing in any alts after this last alt season. Yeah, it has been pretty tough, hasn't it? It has been pretty tough. You know, so yeah, it has been pretty tough. How many eggs do I eat per week? Quite a few, probably. Actually, not too many. I'm eating right now like 3 eggs a day, which is not very much. But when I'm really eating eggs, I might eat like, you know, some days 7, 8 eggs a day. So, you know, 40, maybe 42, 45 eggs a day. There was one point where I was actually eating 20 to 25 eggs a day. Shout out to Trader Geo. God bless you, my man. Sequoia 001, you're not on timeout, bro. I don't know. I don't put anybody on timeout. If you're on timeout, it's because one of the mods put you on timeout. And here's the thing. I gave the mods the wrench because I trust them to put people on timeout when they're out of line. So you're probably out of line. Bitcoin's not in the GP yet, all right? I want guinea fought eating ticks. Oh yeah, guinea hens for eating ticks for sure. Chamery, the egg code is A, 2 letters, AX, both capital. All right, AX, both capital. Yeah, Bitcoin's about to enter the golden pocket right now, so let's go ahead and pull it from the high to the low. What do you know? From the high to the low, what do you know? We're about to hit into that GP right now. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah, we're about to head into it. Let's see if we can't get a little pre-lunch pump. PLP, a little PLP, baby. You did a 5-day egg fast, didn't want eggs for a while. Yeah, 3 eggs a day is pretty good for me right now. Like, here's the thing, I'm cutting weight right now, trying to get shredded abs. I'm pretty close to where I want to be, but when I cut, I don't cut carbs. I cut fat and protein. So I'm eating fewer eggs than normal. I do the opposite of what most people say. I cut fat and protein, and I keep carbs high. Let's see. If we start to come through that golden pocket, I'm going to add 100,000 to the trade. How do I get my protein? From eggs, from yogurt, from meat, from nuts and seeds, and from, you know, there's a lot of protein in everything you eat. Sweet potatoes has protein. Beans have protein. Honestly, like, to be totally honest with you, I don't understand why people have trouble getting enough protein. Because if I just eat, like, I don't have to try to count protein. I'm always pretty much right around or over 1 gram per pound of body weight just from eating like a whole food diet. You know? So, like, I typically eat as much as I want, right? So typically when I'm maintaining weight, I'm really good at intuitive eating. So I just eat as much as I want, and I can maintain weight pretty well on that. And typically I'm eating like 300 grams of protein a day, like just from the sheer amount of eggs and, you know, meat. I mean, if you're eating 7-8 eggs a day and you're eating some meat and you're eating yogurt and you're eating cheese and you're eating beans and you're eating even like potatoes and like oatmeal and popcorn, like these things have protein in them too. It's so easy to get like 250 to 300 grams of protein, easy, right? So you don't really need that to maintain muscle. So if you just cut the protein, which also cuts the fat, as long as your fat's high enough to support your hormones, then you can keep those carbs high, and then you can feel good while you're cutting weight. You know, I don't understand why people cut the carbs. Carbs are your energy. If you can't train hard, I honestly, this is some real bro science here. I'm of the opinion that as long as you can lift heavy weights, you won't lose muscle, even if your protein isn't optimal. And the reason I say that is because our bodies were designed to survive, all right? And so if you're putting your body through a situation where food is scarce, and yet you're also telling your body that you need to have muscle to lift heavy things, and you also have body fat, which was designed to be your energy when there's lack of food, why would your body get rid of muscle and keep fat? When you're telling your body, number one, there's not a lot of food. Number two, we need muscle. And number three, there is body fat to lose. Why would your body lose muscle and keep fat? That doesn't make any sense. In my experience, anecdotally, as a bro scientist, I think that if you're lifting heavy weights in a calorie deficit, your protein doesn't really matter that much. And if your carbs are high, think about this. If your carbs are high and your protein's low, you have more energy to lift heavy weights. So in other words, you're putting your body through the stimulus that's telling your body to keep muscle. And you're able to do that better on a high carb, low protein diet than you are on a high protein, low carb diet. Because you ever go on a high protein, low carb diet, you feel like crap. You go in the gym, you can't get a pump. You don't have that drive to lift the heavy weights. You're missing a rep here, missing a rep there. You know, your strength is going down. So yeah, now you're not giving your body the stimulus it needs to hold on to muscle. But if you get in there 600 carbs a day on a dang caloric deficit and you're hitting those heavy weights, I mean, there's no way you're not getting pumped up on 600 grams of carbs a day in a caloric deficit, I'm telling you. But what do I know, man? You know, I literally don't know a dang thing. Do I think we go down under 60K? I think it's possible, right? Like, here's the thing. Are we out of the woods? Are we out of the woods? I don't know. I like to think that we are still in a bear market, okay? I like to think that we can see under 60K. I like to think, let's clear off everything here, all right? I like to think that we get a fake out of this, and this is a bull trap, and that we come back down under the trend line, and we dump down, and we make a new low. I like to think that we're going to come and hit the Fibonacci 786, all right? Dipping below 40K. At least hit the Fibonacci golden pocket at 57. All right. But yeah, I like to think that our bottom is going to be in at around this area here by the fall. All right. I'd like to think that because I do want to buy Bitcoin cheaper. However, we are seeing some macro bullish signs forming here, like on the chart. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like once that monthly dot turns green, there's a very good chance the bottom is in, and if we do make a double bottom, it's going to just be just a dip below 60K, right? 57 might be our low in that case. You know, right now, the way the 2 week is looking, it's really looking very similar to how we looked over here, right? We got the 2 week dot, we get the pump, and then we get the last big capitulation drop. Now, that last big capitulation drop was about, you know, 38% from the bump. So if this is our top here, assuming we get a 38%, that is going to take us down to right around just dipping just below 50, right? So if the top is in now and we get one more big capitulation and we form the bullish divergence on the 2 week like we did last time, then yeah, I think that I definitely think we could see below 60K. Now, I would love to see a move down to 40K. But I think the only way that's going to happen now is some kind of black swan event. But we'll have to kind of wait and see, you know. Top 3 most effective supplements: sleep, heavy weightlifting, and eating whole foods are the top 3. The top 3 most effective supplements are sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night. Definitely lifting heavy weights and eating a whole food, nutrient dense diet are the top 3 most effective supplements. All right, Bitcoin, are we going to break through? Are we going to break through? Do I prefer 2 to 1s or 3 to 1s? I prefer 3 to 1s. You know? Ever done a sardine fast? No, I've never done an egg fast. I've never done a sardine fast. I've never done a sugar fast. I've been tempted to do a sugar fast. No. I'm done with extremes. I'm done with extremes when it comes to diet because I've been carnivore, I've been vegan, I've been keto, and for me, I just know that I feel and perform the best eating a balanced diet. And if I'm gonna fast, I'm gonna fast. All right. If I'm gonna fast, I'm gonna water fast. I'm not gonna do like an egg fast or whatever. Shout out to Felix who's gonna cop a weighted vest. That's what's up. You know, the weighted vest. That's what's up. 4-year cycle. Yeah. 1K investment into Doge, possible 1 month return. Well, let's check out the Doge chart and see what we got here. All right. Well, right now the obvious support resistance flip is 11 cents. So maybe there's an Adam and Eve pattern here on Doge as well. Oh man, what is going on? Why am I yawning like that, man? Why am I yawning like that? Let's see, what would be a good target on Doge here? You know, I'm really bad at predictions, guys. You know that? Let's just pull the fib from our last low that we made in 2025, September here, to our current low. And let's pull the volume. I would say a good target maybe would be around 16 cents. That POC of the range, support resistance flip right around there as well. We could see that. That would be nice. If you run a business and you can't sleep, I don't know, man. I really don't know what to say. Like, I have definitely traded sleep for business in my lifetime, and I'm done with that now. But I do believe there's a period in time, there's a period in life to work hard and run yourself into the ground. And then there's a period of time to recover, and you got to figure out what's best for you. You know, the best risk to reward ratio. Everything in life is a give and take, right? Sometimes you got to sacrifice your health to make money. Hopefully you do that with the goal of then being able to relax. And, you know, like, you're putting the work now and you reap the benefit later. But don't fall into the trap of doing that consistently for too long, because here's the problem. Health really is wealth. And if you're putting your health on the back burner for the sake of making money, it's going to blow up in your face, and then you'll be rich and sick. And no one wants that. No one wants that. All right? What is a sugar fast? A sugar fast is you only eat sugar only. All right? You only eat sugar only. So, like, well, some people do soda, some people do just white sugar, but also it's really just like carbohydrates only, like high carb, high sugar foods. It's best if you do like whole foods, fruit juice, honey, that kind of stuff, and you only eat that. Sugar fasting, you know, made popular by Dorian Ryder, the bike guy, vegan guy, and then most recently made popular again by Mark Bell, the guy who used to be keto, high fat, and then decided to eat only sugar to get shredded. And I've thought about trying that, but I don't think I want to. I'd rather just eat a balanced diet. Refined sugar fast is the best. Yeah, I mean, it is tempting to try it to see what would happen. I don't doubt that it works to get like really lean, but I just prefer a balanced diet. I prefer a high carb, low-ish fat, medium protein diet. That's how I always feel the best, you know. A sugar only fast sounds horrible. Well, I mean, it sounds horrible but you know, a lot of people are doing it. A lot of people are losing a lot of fat doing it too. You know, some of these guys are eating like pixie sticks and like drinking soda and orange juice. You know, obviously there's healthier and unhealthier ways to do it. But yeah, the dentist will love you, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, white sugar, I don't endorse the eating of refined sugar at all. Trust me. And I eat like 300 grams of sugar a day, but that purely comes from fruit and whole food sources. Yeah. Yeah, Prince Allah, I don't know why you would use refined sugars when you can use fresh fruit. I think because the people who are doing it don't want all the fiber because they're getting bloated. I don't know. It's been a long time since I like looked into that sugar fasting stuff. But yeah, I mean, look, the internet's a crazy place. If you guys want to go out there and learn about sugar fasting, the internet's a pretty crazy place, let me tell you. The internet's a pretty crazy place, let me tell you. technically, all the money we spend on food just gets flushed down the toilet, that's for sure. Where can we short Bitcoin? Well, you know, we might have a short at around 77K. The Fibonacci Golden Pocket 786, if we can get up there. But right now, Bitcoin's having a hard time getting up there. You know? Bitcoin's having a hard time getting up there. Everything's on the internet. Even money, says Paradigm Miner. Yeah, seriously. First time hearing about that sugar. Yeah, it is crazy, but you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, like Mark Bell. Like you guys never heard of Mark Bell? I'm kidding. Like, I know that a lot of people aren't into like the weird fringe like fitness YouTube. All right, so Mark Bell, this dude right here, I'll show him to you in a sec here. Now, first of all, this guy's, you know, he's on steroids. He's a powerlifter. I mean, he's a famous powerlifter. He's a really strong guy. All right, like a really strong guy. All right, but he achieved this physique sugar fasting. Meaning he only ate carbohydrates, and maybe he even kept the proteins real low. All right, he kept the proteins real low, maybe only adding in the proteins like once a week or so. I guess we have blurry pictures here, but you know, Mark Bell, I mean, he used to be a real fat powerlifter. I mean, this is him here, right? And then he like lost a lot of weight doing keto and all this stuff. And then he wanted to get real lean, so he started doing his sugar protocol. You know, this is his protocol. All right, day 1, he only eats sugar. Day 2, he only eats sugar. Day 3, eats sugar and then resets with some lean protein and maybe some starch. Then 2 days of only sugar. Then day 6, lean protein with some starch, a little bit of fat, under 50 grams. And then 7th day, he'll add a cheat meal. If you can be responsible without binging. All right, that's his protocol. To go from a fat old power lifter to shredded. All right. Now, this is him when he was on keto. This is him before he was on keto, when he was just a strong power lifter, not caring about weight. Then he went on keto. He got kind of lean. And then dude went on his sugar fast and got shredded. All right. Look at that. Look at that transformation right there. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, good old sugar fasting, man. Really? Metal injection and metal sucks is gone? Is that true? Oh, sugar, not a cheat meal? His cheat meal would include fat and protein. Like a tomahawk steak would be a cheat meal for him. You know? Yeah, he's the guy who invented the slingshot. Exactly, the slingshot. Matthew Sheldon. He's the slingshot guy. We have a massive open interest divergence. Let's check it out. I was really hoping for a big pump today. You know, we have Casper Crew Games in about 2 hours. Casper Crew Games in about 2 hours. Check out the OI here. Yeah, we do have a big OI divergence here, and it's actually a lot of longs opening up too. I wonder how that's going to play out. Either we trap the longs and wreck them, because we do have quite a few longs opening up here, or there are some shorts opening up too, but in general more longs than shorts. Let's see what happens with this, right? Oh, sugar fasting sustainable? It's not sustainable. That's why it's called sugar fasting. It's something you do for a short period of time. You know, it's something that you do for a short period of time to get shredded. If you want to get shredded, all right? Because everyone knows, you know, if you're shredded, life is just way better. You know what I'm saying? That's sarcasm, by the way. Do I do Forex? Not anymore. I used to. Compost tea is absolutely amazing for your gardens, Prince Allah. Raised beds, every year I put compost tea in my raised beds. I think it's a huge hack. A huge hack for sure. Get all those nutrients in there. Yeah, for sure. I've never done CrossFit, but Bitcoin's trying to pump right now. But I was really hoping that we would get a pump before noon, and it's coming up to New York lunchtime, which means we're probably not going to pump. And if we do, it'll happen in the afternoon. If we get a big move, it looks like now it's going to happen in the afternoon, guys. You know, looks like it'll have to happen in the afternoon. But, oh, nice. Don't smoke by the Marlboro Camel. Oh, wow, that looks really fun. Explanation point. Good old talk to text, guys. You know, as a boomer, I can't help it. Is it wrong to use the 1 hour or 4 hour CBD? No, it's not wrong, but it's just like, it's not going to give you like a tradable signal, I don't think. More of like just confirmation of maybe a trend, right? You could see bullish CBD all day on the 4 hour and keep dumping, right? Because really here's the thing, like if you're in an uptrend, right? Like a big uptrend, like a high time frame, right? Let's assume that this is our uptrend, right? And we're like this, right? Well, technically speaking, right? You could have bullish CBD, and that just basically means there's more shorts opening here than there were down here, right? But really what bullish CBD really does mean is that shorts are in control. If you think about it, if there's more shorts opening here than there were down here, this means the shorts are right now in control of the market. Now, on a high time frame, it's very difficult to see absorption happening, right? Because there's just too much noise. Now, in a low time frame, if we come down to the level, right, and then we start to see higher lows being made here and higher lows being made here, and we're seeing bullish absorption happening here, right? Now, locally on like our 15-minute time frame, this is clear absorption, right? Because we're watching price consolidate and we're watching orders being absorbed. We're watching short orders be absorbed by bigger players. If you're just watching on the 4 hour and you see this giant like move down and you're like, well, we do have bullish CBD because, you know, as time goes on, there's like more shorts than longs. It's like it is technically bullish CBD, but you can't get enough clarity to actually see absorption happening. All it's telling you is that there's more shorts in the market than longs, which is bearish, right? It's only bullish. The only way more shorts than longs is bullish is if we're at a support and we are seeing as all these millions of shorts are opening up, price is unable to make lower lows. And you would think that with all these millions of shorts, price would be making lower lows, but it's unable to because they're being absorbed, right? So it's like you don't have the clarity on the high time frame. Now, if you're in a swing trade, maybe from down here, right, and then we're coming to the golden pocket, right? Let's say we're coming to the golden pocket from here to here, and we're down at the golden pocket, and you're like, you know what? I see bullish CBD on the 4 hour. That's an added confluence of continuation, but doesn't necessarily give you a trade entry. You need to go down to a lower time frame in order to get that trade entry. You know? Shout out to Larry Garcia on day 2 of his 7-day water fast. God bless you, man, in that fast. Cheese is good. Cheese is good. Honestly, I love cheese. Shout out to Dave Digital. Win face-to-face somewhere in the world with Jay Casper. I don't know, man. I don't think I'm ever going to go to a conference ever in my life. I'm sorry. I'm never going to go to a crypto conference ever in my life. You know, the truth is I got into crypto so I could stay home for the rest of my life. I'm not really into traveling. I'm not really into going away from my family, and I'm not really into bringing my family into weird places like crypto conferences. You know, it is what it is. Shout out to Yoel, who just got set up on Antarctic. That's what's up. Joel or Yoel, however you say it. Shout out to Beanstalk U. Here's Bitcoin. Are we going for the pump? Are we going for the pump, baby? Are we going for the pump? Are we going for the pump? Are we going for the pump? I hope so. I could go for a nice pump right about now. Sadly, though, it's 2 minutes away from lunchtime, and we usually don't get the move at lunchtime. You know? Larry Garcia, the egg code is 2 letters, A and X. AX for Antarctic Exchange. Both capital. Both capital. Both capital. That's the egg code, my man. But are we going to get a pump? I feel like as soon as I end the stream, we're going to pump, you know? Five days into a sardine fast with cheat in between. Target if we pump. Well, honestly, 80K. Yeah, I've been on I'm on day 2 of a water fast with some cheat in between. Yeah, normally the moves happen by 11:30 EST, and we're past that time, so yeah, so looks like we're not going to get it, not quicker. But look, guys, 2 hours. We got Casper Crew Games. We're going to be giving away thousands of dollars. Make sure to check it out, JasonCasperTrading.com. But anyway, God bless you guys. I'm gonna head out. So peace.